With the crash of FTX and the whole crypto market on fire in the news here recently, Jim Cramer wasted no time ripping on Ripple Labs XRP. The Ripple Labs team fired back in two ways, and I'm gonna share them with you. Happy Friday, everyone. I'm banging and wanging in South Dakota, hanging out with my brand new grandchild. The heat map right now tells us that XRP is sitting at 37.8 cents. Bitcoin and Ethereum pretty much going sideways. We're all waiting for further fallout from the FTX saga. Speaking of the FTX saga, Jim Cramer, Mad Money Man, took that opportunity to rip into crypto and even specifically XRP. Let's get into it. XRP community shocked at Jim Cramer's comments. Here's the response. But first of all, what did Jim Cramer say? Cramer, critical of cryptocurrency, said, "What do we know about Solana? What do we know about XRP? The answer is zero. The reason we know zero is that the government feels it shouldn't be regulated. We put them up. We put up lots of Enrons." But Jim Cramer, though, Enron had to file quarterly because they were listed in the stock exchange. So we knew lots about Enron. Lots and lots, and that junk still happened. And for those of you that are just too young to remember the Enron thing, it was a complete mess as they pulled the wool over the eyes of Wall Street, took advantage, and it turned out into one of the biggest fraudulent messes we have ever seen. So your logic right off the bat fell apart. Now let's take things even further. The XRP team and community fired back with two amazing things. One of them you're not gonna believe. Deaton responded, the government that Jim claims doesn't regulate XRP actually regulated it in 2015, and Ripple was forced to comply with US banking laws like the Bank Secrecy Act. He also noted that XRP's use in payments, stating that the payment giant MoneyGram registered with the SEC the same year to utilize XRP in cross-border payments. We also have a whole bunch of information because of the court case. Yeah, a lot of stuff was exposed during that. We also know a bunch about XRP through the ledger. We know a bunch through their founders as well. There's a whole bunch of things on the blockchain that we can verify with XRP. And I wanted to bring up the point. The reason why Cramer is saying this publicly, that we know nothing about XRP, is to knock down the confidence of crypto and specifically XRP, which has been gaining massive amounts of traction lately with all of their partnerships. In fact, we just learned that they just announced that a stablecoin is going to be run on XRPL. And not only did XRP have to file Bank Secrecy Act paperwork, furthermore, he cites a 2019 report by the Financial Stability Oversight Council signed off by who, everyone? The current chair of the Fed, Jerome Powell, and former SEC chair, Jay Clayton, among others, that labels XRP as a virtual currency. Deaton says, we know a lot about XRP, nothing as you suggest. So the XRP community, as well as the legal team, took a few shots back at Cramer, but there was a bigger way that Ripple Labs fired back at Cramer, and you want to know how? Ripple seeks license from Irish regulator. Oh, baby. Yeah, if you think we're worthless, if you think that you know nothing about us, well, guess what? Crypto payments company Ripple is seeking a virtual asset service provider license from the Irish regulator as it expands its operations in Europe, according to CNBC. When the new laws on crypto regulation in European Union come into force, expected in 2024, Ripple would then be able to passport its European license to the rest of the 27 states on the block. Ripple will also be seeking an e-money license. We have to disclose even more information about you shortly. Ripple General Counsel Stuart Alderati told CNBC this. Now, what is the European passport? Okay, so what they're saying is that whole idea with the EU. If you could get approval, it extends just like a passport would, so that one law would regulate the entire region. So now I don't know if I would call Cramer a populist or not, but I will say this. Remember when Cramer used to really pump for Bitcoin? We don't even know who created Bitcoin. We hardly know anything about Bitcoin compared to the likes of XRP. The inner workings of XRP are so much more public because of the SEC lawsuit. So what Cramer's doing right now, he's using the opportunity of FTX and his traditional viewers, because remember, Jim Cramer's audience is a bit older than the crypto audience when you compare the two demographics. What he's doing is he's using that traditional offense, right? He's using the FUD of what's going on with FTX and putting it in their their minds that crypto out there is worthless, useless, and we know nothing about it. He's playing for views. Why? Because views have been down so much recently because of all of his bad calls, especially when lately, what did we see him do? Crying because of his recommendation with Meta stock. Now hold on a second, everyone. Meta files public paperwork all the time. There is nothing that Meta can't do without filing public paperwork. Why? Because they're on the stock exchange, so they have to follow all the SEC's guidelines. So again, Cramer's logic falls apart, and he's just another example of one of those Wall Street boobs out there trying to scare you that crypto has no use. Now, these speculators out there may have put a hefty dent in crypto, but the utility, use case, and building of crypto will continue, as seen by Ripple Labs wanting to expand into Ireland. Quick note here for you, they actually have 2 employees right now that are actually on Irish soil. Jim Cramer's a boob, and I'm freezing my butt off here in South Carolina. To warm up your insides, check out this cool crypto Web3 video right here. As more news breaks, I will be sure to share it with you, and please have a great rest of your day.